I think it is very good when people suffer. To me, that is like the kiss of Jesus. What you spend years building may be destroyed overnight. Build it anyway. When you have nothing left but God, you have more than enough to start over again. In the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. There should be less talk. A preaching point is not a meeting point. What do you do then? Take a broom and clean someone's house. That says enough. Love begins at home, and it is not how much we do, but how much love we put in that action. We too are called to withdraw at certain intervals into deeper silence and aloneness with God, together as a community as well as personally, to be alone with Him, not with our books, thoughts, and memories but completely stripped of everything, to dwell lovingly in His presence, silent, empty, expectant, and motionless. We cannot find God in noise or agitation. Some people come in our life as blessings. Some come in your life as lessons. We are all pencils in the hand of God. To keep a lamp burning, we have to keep putting oil in it. One of the greatest diseases is to be nobody to anybody. I want you to be concerned about your next door neighbor. Do you know your next door neighbor? It is not what to do, but how much love we put into the doing. We can do not greats, only small things with great love. God does not require that we be successful, only that we be faithful. Spread love everywhere you go. Let no one ever come to you without leaving happier. Seeking the face of God in everything, everyone, all the time, and His hand in every happening. This is what it means to be contemplative in the heart of the world, seeing and adoring the presence of Jesus, especially in the lowly appearance of bread, and in the distressing disguise of the poor. Prayer makes your heart bigger, until it is capable of containing the gift of God Himself. Prayer begets faith, faith begets love, and love begets service on behalf of the poor. I see Jesus in every human being. I say to myself, this is hungry Jesus, I must feed him. This is sick Jesus. This one has leprosy or gangrene, I must wash him and tend to him. I serve because I love Jesus. The trees, the flowers, the plants grow in silence. The stars, the sun, the moon move in silence. Silence gives us a new perspective. The success of love is in the loving, it is not in the result of loving. Of course, it is natural in love to want the best for the other person, but whether it turns out that way or not does not determine the value of what we have done. Joy is strength. I still think that the greatest suffering is being lonely, feeling unloved, just having no one. That is the worst disease that any human being can ever experience. We think sometimes that poverty is only being hungry, naked and homeless. The poverty of being unwanted, unloved and uncared for is the greatest poverty. We must start in our own homes to remedy this kind of poverty. Each of us is merely a small instrument. All of us, after accomplishing our mission, will disappear. Holiness does not consist in doing extraordinary things. It consists in accepting, with a smile, what Jesus sends us. It consists in accepting and following the will of God. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Keep the corners of your mouth turned up. Speak in a low, persuasive tone. Listen, be teachable. Laugh at good stories and learn to tell them. For as long as you are green, you can grow. I used to pray that God would feed the hungry, or do this or that, but now I pray that He will guide me to do whatever I'm supposed to do, what I can do. I used to pray for answers, but now I'm praying for strength. I used to believe that prayer changes things, but now I know that prayer changes us and we change things. Do not think that love, in order to be genuine, has to be extraordinary. What we need is to love without getting tired. Christ came to be Father's compassion to the world. Be kind in your actions. Do not think that you are the only one who can do efficient work worth showing. This makes you harsh in your judgment of others who may not have the same talents. Do your best and trust that others do their best. And be faithful in small things because it is in them that your strength lies. If you judge people, you have no time to love them. Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Peace begins with a smile. I am not sure exactly what heaven will be like, but I know that when we die and it comes time for God to judge us, He will not ask, "How many good things have you done in your life?" Rather, He will ask, "How much love did you put into what you did?" Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow has not yet come. We have only today. Let us begin. Every time you smile at someone, it is an action of love, a gift to that person, a beautiful thing. Do not think that love, in order to be genuine, has to be extraordinary. What we need is to love without getting tired. Be faithful in small things because it is in them that your strength lies. Kind words can be short and easy to speak, but their echoes are truly endless. Let no one ever come to you without leaving better and happier. Be the living expression of God's kindness, kindness in your face, kindness in your eyes, kindness in your smile. The most terrible poverty is loneliness, and the feeling of being unloved. If we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten that we belong to each other. What can you do to promote world peace? Go home and love your family. It's not how much we give, but how much love we put into giving. I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples. At the end of life, we will not be judged by how many diplomas we have received, how much money we have made, how many great things we have done. We will be judged by, "I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was naked and you clothed me. I was homeless, and you took me in." God doesn't require us to succeed, He only requires that you try. The greatest disease in the West today is not TB or leprosy, it is being unwanted, unloved, and uncared for. We can cure physical diseases with medicine, but the only cure for loneliness, despair, and hopelessness is love. There are many in the world who are dying for a piece of bread, but there are many more dying for a little love. The poverty in the West is a different kind of poverty. It is not only a poverty of loneliness but also of spirituality. There's a hunger for love, as there is a hunger for God. These are the few ways we can practice humility: to speak as little as possible of oneself, to mind one's own business, not to want to manage other people's affairs, to avoid curiosity, to accept contradictions and correction cheerfully, to pass over the mistakes of others, to accept insults and injuries, to accept being slighted, forgotten and disliked, to be kind and gentle even under provocation, never to stand on one's dignity, to choose always the hardest. The hunger for love is much more difficult to remove than the hunger for bread. Never travel faster than your guardian angel can fly. Live simply so others may simply live. I'm a little pencil in the hand of a writing God, who is sending a love letter to the world. Prayer is not asking, prayer is putting oneself in the hands of God, at His disposition, and listening to His voice in the depth of our hearts. If you are humble, nothing will touch you, neither praise nor disgrace, because you know what you are. We know only too well that what we are doing is nothing more than a drop in the ocean. But if the drop were not there, the ocean would be missing something. I can do things you cannot, you can do things I cannot, together we can do great things. The simple path. Silence is prayer. Prayer is faith. Faith is love. Love is service. The fruit of service is peace. Do not wait for leaders, do it alone, person to person. God made the world for the delight of human beings. If we could see His goodness everywhere, His concern for us, His awareness of our needs, the phone call we've waited for, the ride we are offered, the letter in the mail, just the little things He does for us throughout the day. As we remember and notice His love for us, we just begin to fall in love with Him because He is so busy with us, you just can't resist Him. I believe there's no such thing as luck in life, it's God's love, it's His. A life not lived for others is not a life. Pain and suffering have come into your life, but remember, pain, sorrow, suffering are but the kiss of Jesus, a sign that you have come so close to Him that He can kiss you. Hungry for love, He looks at you. Thirsty for kindness, He begs of you. Naked for loyalty, He hopes in you. Homeless for shelter in your heart, He asks of you. Will you be that one to Him? Be happy in the moment, that's enough. Each moment is all we need, not more. I must be willing to give whatever it takes to do good to others. This requires that I be willing to give until it hurts. Otherwise, there is no true love in me, and I bring injustice, not peace, to those around me. Joy is a net of love in which you can catch souls. The way you help heal the world is you start with your own family. Intense love does not measure, it just gives. Never be so busy as not to think of others. We need to find God, and He cannot be found in noise and restlessness. God is the friend of silence. See how nature, trees, flowers, grass, grows in silence. See the stars, the moon and the sun, how they move in silence. We need silence to be able to touch souls. Love is a fruit in season at all times and within reach of every hand. There are many people who can do big things, but there are very few people who will do the small things. A joyful heart is the normal result of a heart burning with love. She gives most who gives with joy. Jesus said love one another. He didn't say love the whole world. Profound joy of the heart is like a magnet that indicates the path of life. We must know that we have been created for greater things, not just to be a number in the world, not just to go for diplomas and degrees, this work and that work. We have been created in order to love and to be loved. The greatest science in the world, in heaven and on earth, is love. Let us not be satisfied with just giving money. Money is not enough. Money can be God, but they need your hearts to love them. So, spread your love everywhere you go. Spread love everywhere you go, first of all in your own home. Give love to your children, to your wife or husband, to a next-door neighbor. Let no one ever come to you without leaving better and happier. Be the living expression of God's kindness. Kindness in your face, kindness in your eyes, kindness in your smile, kindness in your warm greeting. Go out into the world today and love the people you meet. Let your presence light new light in the hearts of people. Words which do not give the light of Christ increase the darkness. If I look at the Mass, I will never act. If a mother can kill her own child, what is left for me to kill you and you to kill me? There is nothing between. We do not need guns and bombs to bring peace, we need love and compassion. It is easy to love the people far away. It is not always easy to love those close to us. It is easier to give a cup of rice to relieve hunger than to relieve the loneliness and pain of someone unloved in our own home. Bring love into your home, for this is where our love for each other must start. Prayer is the mortar that holds our house together. I was once asked why I don't participate in anti-war demonstrations. I said that I will never do that, but as soon as you have a pro-peace rally, I'll be there. People are often unreasonable, irrational, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some unfaithful friends and some genuine enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and sincere, people may deceive you. Be honest and sincere anyway. What you spend years creating, others could destroy overnight. Create anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, some may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today will often be forgotten. Do good anyway. Give the best you have, and it will never be enough. Give your best anyway. You see, in the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. It is a kingly act to assist the fallen. I prefer you to make mistakes in kindness than work miracles in unkindness. Work without love is slavery. It is a poverty to decide that a child must die so that you may live as you wish. A sacrifice to be real must cost, must hurt, and must empty ourselves. Give yourself fully to God. He will use you to accomplish great things on the condition that you believe much more in His love than in your weakness. Let us make one point, that we meet each other with a smile when it is difficult to smile. Smile at each other, make time for each other in your family. I would rather make mistakes in kindness and compassion than work miracles in unkindness and hardness. Be faithful in small things because it is in them that your strength lies. If you can't feed 100 people, feed just one. Let us always meet each other with smile, for the smile is the beginning of love. Never worry about numbers. Help one person at a time and always start with the person nearest you. Love to be real, it must cost, it must hurt, it must empty us of self. Love is not patronizing and charity isn't about pity, it is about love. Charity and love are the same. With charity you give love, so don't just give money but reach out your hand instead. May God break my heart so completely that the whole world falls in. The person who gives with a smile is the best giver because God loves a cheerful giver. If we pray, we will believe. If we believe, we will love. If we love, we will serve. In the silence of the heart, God speaks. If you face God in prayer and silence, God will speak to you. Then you will know that you are nothing. It is only when you realize your nothingness, your emptiness, that God can fill you with Himself. Souls of prayer are souls of great silence. Spread the love of God through your life, but only use words when necessary. Without patience, we will learn less in life. We will see less. We will feel less. We will hear less. Ironically, rush and more usually mean less. When you don't have anything, then you have everything. Each one of them is Jesus in disguise. Prayer in action is love. Love in action is service. How can there be too many children? That is like saying there are too many flowers. I do not pray for success, I ask for faithfulness. Life is a game, play it. I feel the greatest destroyer of peace today is abortion, because it is a war against the child, a direct killing of the innocent child, murder by the mother herself. And if we can accept that a mother can kill even her own child, how can we tell other people not to kill one another? How do we persuade a woman not to have an abortion? As always, we must persuade her with love, and we remind ourselves that love means to be willing to give until it hurts.